It's
She said she don't want no one-minute man. She need a man to come and stay. A real good man, a real good man, a real good man. No jungle soldier. She don't want no jungle soldier. Jumping around like a jungle monkey. She don't want you know. She don't need you know. Jungle soldier. She don't want no jungle soldier. Be around like a jungle monkey. She don't need you know. She don't want you know.
Or face in my hand, no game like a man. Salute me, I'm a queen. Blow me like a fan. Need someone who understands. Got the blueprint, the key, and the plan. I be cool with a G, the fam. Hold you down, never stand. Don't need just any kind of man. I need a God. Can't be any kind of friend. I a blood. Come and treat the girl right. Lock it down, keep it tight. Build the ball, won't fall. Tell me when you risk it all. I don't want no 1 minute man. I need a man to come and stay. Real good man, a real good man, a real good man.
No jungle soldier. She don't want no jungle soldier. Jumping around like a jungle monkey. She don't need you know. She don't want you know.
Yo, 1 minute's all you got. I don't do no after hours. You came, you saw. Now you know I got the power. Give me what I need. Go and bend the knees. 24/7 round the clock. You won't be begging me. All I need is trust. Someone wanna give me love.
She don't want a man to come and just hit the run. She want a man to be there. I know I have to trust people nowadays, but you have to trust someone. She need a man to be cool, stay with her to the end. Anywhere that she go, know that she got her own man. Not just only you, not just only her. Just to have to find someone to just love you. She don't want no man coming on Sunday, Monday. On Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. On Friday, Saturday, you're leaving. Now she don't want no jungle soldier. She don't want no jungle soldier. Jumping around like a jungle monkey. She don't need you know. She don't want you know.
No jungle soldier. I don't want no jungle soldier. Walking around like a jungle monkey. I don't need you know. I don't want you know.
She don't want no
1 minute man.
She need a man. A real good man. A real good man.
No jungle soldier.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men and women. Welcome to Commander Galpohkpa Chesson Talk Show. Another day of the week. Today is the 28th day of September. Wake up this morning, the news about the manhunt for Brian Landry still. The news about the problems along the way that led to Gabby's death. And now the manhunt for Landry. When would this end? Justice. The search for justice. Just like in Liberia, it continues unabated. Now we look at my poor country. We woke up this morning. I was listening to, I think that was what we call a Larry Tour or whoever for ANC reading his statement. If you went there, you saw my comments. I listened to Costa this morning. I listened to Lobo and his team. I read the newspaper this morning. So I try to get a complete understanding of what's happening in my country before I pursue my topic. So here they are today. Let's go through my topics. 1, cleansing Liberia of her evils. 2, when men and leaders are not trustworthy, honest, and reliable, who can the people trust? 3, the Patriot. Dun dun! Every time I said the Patriot, I gotta get that roll. Dun dun! Okay, let's get into my lesson this morning. The cleansing of Liberia of her evils. The problem we're going through today are problems from the founding of Liberia, 1847. It's still going on today. Deception, lies, deceit, betrayal, treachery. It's still going on today. Why? Because our leaders have never attempted to change our direction, to change the status quo of our country and our people. Our leaders have never tried to do that. So we're still suffering from this negative leadership of our country, from this negative direction of our people. We'll never be on the right path. We've never been on the right path of leadership. And you see with me, I noticed this. I'm a political scientist. I've studied this. And I know my people in the country. I told you that the last time. Nothing moves me with Liberia. Nothing. We are a unique people. We're unique. We are a mixture of all African people. We are a mixture of all African American people. We're a mixture of all black people across the globe. We are a unique people. So when things happen in my country, for a man like me, who was the last of the first generation of Liberian people to enjoy true education in Liberia. The education we got in Liberia now, they're not education. I was blessed to be one of the last people on the Tottenham to get that education. And that education was tough. It was not small education. That's why you see Tottenham start by 8th grade. But when our people spoke, they spoke like leaders. When our people did things, they did things to completion. And one of the underbellies of all our education is the deception and the lies. And I will stick with that because that's my topic today. We got to cleanse ourselves of all of that. Because all of that comes from the founding of Liberia. When we had 16 tribes, we had to lie. We had to deceive people to bring these tribes together to accomplish the unification, integration of Liberia. That's why I was telling you yesterday that we have to separate church from state. Because there are some things the government may have to do that the church will not condone, and rightfully so. But politics, law, is different from morality. You got to understand the basis of what you're doing. And I remember when I first went to law school, I couldn't grasp that. When they kept saying the law is different from politics, I couldn't understand it. But it is different. Politics, you have the interest of the people. You have the interest of the Constitution to fulfill. You have the interest of different pressure and interest groups imposed upon you. Whereas the law is different. It's the law. It doesn't give a damn about pressure. It doesn't give a damn about interest. It is the law. We follow the law. And the only time those aspects of equity and interest and feelings come into the law are in quotes of equity. Are in quotes where the court have the leeway to have consideration, to mitigate and extenuate some other aspects of the law. The court must follow the law. The judge must follow the law. There is no extenuating or mitigating circumstances. It's the law, and you must follow the law. But because we let equity play in our law, because we want fairness, because we look for fairness in areas where the law permits us to find fairness, where emotions and feelings override certain societal norms, and the law has to go in there and decipher all of that. And those are the laws you have where you have leniency, where the judge has more leniency, has more control, has more involvement. That's where we weigh constitutional and civil law with constitutional law, because civil laws are judgment laws. So that's where compassion and feelings and all these things come in and are based upon a preponderance of the evidence. Because there's no, you can't say beyond a reasonable doubt. Because there's no area there for reasonable doubt. So you look at preponderance of the evidence, because you can't determine doubt. You can't touch doubt. Whereas in other laws, like crime and murder, you look for reasonable doubt. You look for that. Because that involves life, death of a human being. So the law puts more emphasis on those kind of things, other than tortious acts. Tortious acts are bad acts, like punching, assault and battery, and all those kind of things, contractual laws and all those kind of things. So the laws look into, they could look into those kind of things, because you want fairness. In order to get fairness, or the foolishness, you can't be exact on the science. You can't be exact on the judgment. There are so many things weighing into it. So you can't look for one source of evidence. You can't look for the corpus alone. You cannot look for the obstacle that could, the weapon, the body of the crime. It's too expensive, and you can't look into that. So instead of the law narrowing the view of the scope of the law to a reasonable doubt, we have to look to different things. Then we come into the preponderance of the evidence. When we're talking about justice, when we're talking about fairness, when we're talking about equality on a social level, for different things that involve tortious behavior, bad behavior, malicious behavior, misdemeanors. So when we're talking about cleansing our society, We have to look at the deeper aspect of those things that really impact not only our laws, but our societal norms, our societal policies. I told you, a public policy is law. It may not be written in the law, but those are things that our society abhors. Right now, we don't like most of the African countries kicking against being forced to put gay rights into their laws. Maybe we don't know that much about gay rights. We need to learn. Maybe our minds need to be more expanded. Maybe something else. Maybe something else. We don't know. But as of now, the public policy of our society is not to permit people to practice or condone in the practice of homosexualism. So we protect our society. We know it's not any evil that it will destroy our society, except where our leaders try to corrupt our minors, or people try to damage our minors under statutory rape clause or just bare rape clause. So if people are not trying to do harm to our minors, it is consent between adults. The law can't handle that. You're a man. What the hell I gotta get with your private business for? You want to kill each other? Tell your business. Love your love and do your thing. My job is to preserve life and property. So when two people are engaging in consensual sex, the law can't get into that. Certain things with law can't get into that. People, religion, people, children, we are limited in those things. So when our people come to doing these things that impact the whole society, that impact us as a people, that's when we have to come in and protect our society. And that's when public policy, if it's not in our laws, the sentiments of the society, the feelings of the community about certain acts, about certain behaviors come into play. And these are the things that have been going on in our society for so long. Yes, we have laws that protect us against deception, against lies, against treachery. Yes, we have laws. But when our whole society is corrupt, when our whole society has practiced deception from the inception of our nation, from the beginning of Liberia, deception has been a way of survival. Not only as a means of personal interest, but as a means of governmental progress and advancement. We have to use deception. Why? Because the masses of our people were ignorant. The masses of our people could not speak one language. The masses of our people did not understand leadership and governance and were not educated in the same manner. There was a breach in communication, a grave breach in communication. We had one group that wanted to unite Liberia, that had foreign language, foreign ideals, foreign tendencies. Then you have the indigenous people, 16 different groups, didn't have a concept. It's not that they didn't want democracy. They didn't have a concept of ideal of what democracy was. They didn't understand the Western language. They didn't understand the culture. They were more in tune with the Europeans who have monarchies and oligarchies, authoritarian governments. They weren't used to the Western side of the world where people had democracy, freedom, individual thinking, individual pursuits of happiness. Those were not part of our cultural norm in Africa. So yeah, we're coming from America in the 1800s. Black people like them, like the black people on the continent, but different in our ways of training and orientation and thinking and everything. And we're trying to build a nation with people who had no concept at all of what we're trying to do. So from right there, from the ab initio, from the get-go, we have problems, great problems. We have great problems. And when we look at Liberia history to today, we are blessed to be where we are today. It's an extreme blessing. You can't put no price on it. It's priceless. For us to be here today as a nation, not governed by white people, it's a blessing. Although everybody is governed by somebody because of the economics, because of the financial and monetary means, because of the food and unequal distribution of wealth in the world. Everybody needs somebody. But at least we are not part of a commonwealth that tell us you must say what the commonwealth say. You must pay us. You must do this or you must do that. We're not part of that. We have always been a free people. Free in the sense that in our minds, we live with free. In reality, we may not be free, but in our minds, we know the concept of freedom. So, all of this we've been through since 1822 to this very day has been based on deception and lies. And that's why our country is like this today. That's why everything we do is for peace sake. Nobody want to report nobody. Nobody want to punish nobody. Because we've been like this forever. For peace sake. You steal, okay, don't do it again for peace sake. Okay, we'll just move you and put you somewhere else. Everything has to do with family and rights. And you see, for me, when I come to school and I see the realities of life, it's mind-boggling. Because you see, unlike other kids that live in the street and struggle for the way they want to live, like other people, like the other people see with big money, I never had that kind of mentality. All my mentality was go to school and learn how to lead, learn how to govern. So that's all I did all my life. So when it came to dealing with people and money and understanding deep, I'm just understanding some of those things. That when people help you, they want money back. Some people, when they give you a job, you got to pay them for it. Some people, when they help you, they want reward. Whether you want to do it from your heart or not, they expect it because they help you. It's not only in Liberia, it's all over the damn world. And I never knew some of those kind of things. Because when I do things, I don't do things for reward. I don't do things for you to get things back to me. No, I was never taught like that. I was taught on the Christian principles. I do it because I do it. Not because I want something back. But that's not the way of the world. When people help you, they want something, they expect you, they think you owe them. And you must pay them back. And God forbid, I didn't know all of that. I didn't know that. I thought when people help you from their heart, they help you. You know, even while I was working, you see that what kept me from corruption, all of that. Because when I have people that come back to me and say, "Oh, boss, you help me, man. Yeah, there's something for you." I'm like, "Why are you bringing me something?" No, I don't want it. Give it. That's for you. It's for you. I don't want anything back from you. I help you from the bottom of my heart, not because I wanted you to have you there as a source of income. No, I want nothing from you. Yeah, maybe one day we can go have a drink, or have dinner and lunch together, but to take money from you, I was not brought up that way. The first thing I see is people. I don't see money. I don't see personal wealth and greed and all of that. Only greedy people think like that. Everything they see is me, money. Oh, I can take my shit. I have never been that kind of person. But now I understand what people like that. I understand that. Because people want to accumulate things. You know, I just never knew. And the more I grow and see these things and the greed, the reality of the world is greed. Because as a Christian, everybody don't believe in Christianity. Everybody don't believe like I believe. Even Christians don't believe like I believe. Some Christians believe that they should get what they want. For my mother's children, I love myself the best. And wants my better foot to hell with the rest. Some people are that. And some people are brought up differently. You see that was something I stress the Boy Scouts. Because maybe that's why I got some of those tendencies to always turn back and care about other people. To always lead and not follow. And this is the kind of mentality I want us to bring to our countrymen. You know, because we've had this problem with deceitfulness and lies and treachery for so long in our society. It has to change. Our country will not go forward. Our country will not progress or advance if things don't change in our society. Look at the political parties this morning. Listen to that thing that Tokwa man was reading. I hope that was Tokwa. I don't want to be wrong. But I made from ASC charging Benana you and Casa. You mean Benana you and Casa that powerful enough? Henry Casa? Who does they get out there be yelling and Casa that powerful? The ANC got to focus on him and write paper on him. I mean, I listened to that thing this morning. I said, are these people crazy? You in an organization, you got a constitution. Y'all can't agree on the constitution. Y'all don't need to be together. This organization is not sincere. You people are not trustworthy. You people are not reliable. Y'all got different interests. So why did you all come together ab initio? Why did you all come together in the first place? Huh? Because instead of you're making the people shame that had doubts about your coalition, you're the very same people destroying yourselves. You mean better than you a statement, a comment, a letter asking who filed the documents and all of that? Who he heard changes in the document on hearsay. Bullshit. This way you're destroying your damn organization over hearsay. Better than you did not call one person's name. He said they say. And that they say you're going to destroy the whole damn court. You're educated people. Then when I told you to say our customers are this and that. But look at the stupidity. Listen to that nonsense took I read this morning, or that man from ANC. About better than you. That's why I told you, I said, man, what better than you apologizing for? To who? A dummy like you stand there and read this bullshit. You say you're an educated man, a lawyer. You sit out here and put the whole responsibility on your leader and party on two people, and you're not even sure they did it. I've been listening to Costa. I've been telling Costa, shut the fuck up. I've been telling him because he been going over the raid, and I said, man, what are you getting mad for? You acting like a little kid. Shut the fuck up. Or stupidness. You think I would get mad over Yeke Kaluba talking shit? I sit here, I see Yeke Kaluba come and cause George Weah. Then when he said, I just joking, but you know people can do that. You know that kind of idiot. I commented it on the last time he said something. He called George Weah a dog. And the asked him, you called the president. Then he right there trying to change his statement. Is that a man to follow? Yeke Kaluba is a damn joke. He's a joke. He amuses us. Because even though he's a joke, his joke is serious too. Because some of the things he says are true. Despite the fact that they look at him like a crazy man. They look at Yeke like a crazy man. That's why Yeke is still around. Because he has no sense of mission. I wouldn't trust Yeke Kaluba with my life. And you're making us shame every day, man. You put a man like Yeke Kaluba in the center of the argument of Liberia. You people are nuts. Totally nuts. We have nothing but immature people leading our nation. Old people, immature people, useless people. My people sit down arguing about Yeke Kaluba and what he said. And Costa going nuts. Now I look at the young boy, I said, look at Costa. You acting just like Yeke Kaluba. Yeke Kaluba had brought you down to his damn level. Yeke Kaluba, what Yeke Kaluba got? What he got? What does he have? The man's a warlord, a killer. He has no educational acumen that you can turn to and say, Yeke do this, and we rely on Yeke. So you're putting the whole stability and progress and advancement of your coalition on Yeke Kaluba. Because he's saying something about Benana Ewer and Henry Costa. I listened to Costa this morning. You the man did. I've been trying to bust a damn gasket over Yeke Kaluba. That's why I told him, I said, man, stop the stupidness. You are a college graduate. You would sit down here and bust a damn gasket over Yeke Kaluba. That would have made me want to kick people that are better than you in the balls. And Henry Costa. You sit down here and compare yourselves with Yeke Kaluba. You deserve what you got. This is why our country can grow nor progress. You people don't know who you are. You don't know who you are. And our country needs cleansing. Our country needs cleansing. Because when we talk about our past of deception, it's cultural and historical. Why do you think our people so easy to lie? Why do you think our people so easy to forgive? It's part of our culture. It's part of our history. And it must cease and desist. We must cleanse our society of for peace sake bitches, of let it be fools. We gotta cleanse our society, or we'll never grow or progress. People gotta account for their actions. They gotta be responsible. They gotta know that if you fuck up, you face the law. Plain and simple. No shenanigans. I ain't taking me to beat around the bush to tell you this stupid thing. I'm telling you straight. I'm telling you straight. Like my father said, you play the pussy, you get fucked. That ain't no lie. So you don't come here with all your shenanigans and bullshit and depending on Yeke Koluba. Yeke Koluba will drive Liberian men crazy. ANC got a man that took by a lawyer that's standing up reading that bullshit he read this morning. I heard, I think I got so mad. Took my banana, you my apologize. What banana you apologizing for? For a ESA letter? For this? I mean, that's the most childish political stunt I ever seen. If I want to stir shit up, and I want to see if you're smart, I just throw a little wrench in there. Oh, yes, so and so happened. When I see everybody going crazy, you're doing right now. That all better than you did. You just threw a bone in the process. Said, let me confuse these native bitches, and that's just what happened. That's all cotton on trick. If I don't know something and I won't find out what happening, I just throw a they say in there, or they say so and so, and see if you're mature enough to handle it. Now, yet they say got the whole whole CPB with the damn panties stuck up in a bunch. This is immaturity. Total immaturity. Over a simple contract, you people can come to a resolution. You can come to a compromise. You can come to head. This is a serious issue with leadership, with being mature men and women. This is an issue of immaturity. What the hell, Banana, you will apologize for throwing a fucking wrench in the damn political game and having you people act like monkeys? I mean, they say that all these people fighting war. Yes. I mean, I read Banana letter. I've been hearing it, or I just shaking my head, looking at these people, looking at Costa go nuts, looking at and Banana, you were just sitting there because Banana know what he did. Banana know what he did. Banana ain't got no damn evidence of shit. But then I want to stir up shit because he knows he dealing with a lot of ignoramuses who, as soon as they hear shit, no investigator, nothing, they would just jump up. Look at George Weah. The auditors died. No investigation, he just come out and say they love us. You are president. You'll be so irresponsible as to come out and make that kind of statement with all evidence. On they say, knowing that those are human beings, they got families, they got children, they got people behind them. You, the president of a nation, will come out like a jackass and say, oh, those people will love us. What does that tell you of our nation? Because just to make that statement show that our president does not understand that he's ruling a nation of people with feelings, with families, with sentiments. And you can't just come out and talk shit when you involve life, liberty, and property. Those three things. You can't talk shit, life, liberty, and property. How do you talk things about that? The people die, dignified people murdered like animals in the center of the city. Then you're the president, you come out and make that kind of careless statement. And today, we expect changes in our country. The president come and tell us to buy CCTV because the government can't protect us. Then we feel better. You can't call him a lawmaker. Prince Johnson, lawmaker. Ma Zeze, lawmaker. Pa Kokwa lawmaker. Jakpa Woro Zeze, lawmaker. Jimba Jala, lawmaker. Jingo, lawmaker. Everybody lawmaker. All these damn killers. People can't read and write. People can't speak. What the hell do you think we're running? A damn family or tribal organization? You can just put any fools and bitches in our government and expect the country to run straight? It can't happen. It can't happen. Our president can't read and write. Half of the damn legislature can't read and write. What the hell wrong with our country? Then you ignoramuses sit down on your asses and expect things to change? You expect us to move forward when our country is damn ruled by dummies? The president is damn dummy, half of the legislature are dummies? Then you'll wonder why our children are being killed. Our country needs cleansing of the evil of Liberia. Our country needs cleansing. The deception, the lies, the killing, the murdering, the treachery too much. We need cleansing. We need a good leadership. We need to punish people. We got too many rogues and criminals running around in our society. There's no way our society will change as long as these people are not punished. As long as these killers feel that they can do things with impunity and nothing come out of it. And it's still happening today. Look at all the killing going on around. Our country still functioning. Look at all the stealing going around. Our country still running. Look at all the lies and deception and murders by our leaders. And the country still running. We're not doing any shit in the country. We're just running. The country just running by itself. On autopilot. But nothing happening in our country. Nothing is happening in our country. Why? Because we have not punished the people that should be punished. We have not set real deterrents to avoid crimes, to avoid dishonesty, to avoid impunities. We have not set parameters. And if we have not set parameters, no way we can have peace and stability in Liberia. There's no way. Look at the stealing, look at the murder, everything resulting from the war. Yes, we had a peace and reconciliation meeting. Other than meeting, decisions were made. Resolution was perfect. And shit was done about it. We cannot do these things. We cannot continue to make laws that we cannot enforce. The Peace and Reconciliation Commission result were supposed to be turned into law. The recommendations were supposed to be decided by the legislature whether to be acted upon. But when our legislature are criminals and they do everything to hide their criminality, and at the same time robbing our country and people of its wealth and resources without explanation, giving themselves priority over our people, getting paid in the masses of people not getting paid, Pompon breaking himself up because they didn't pay him for months. What Pompon did is historical. Because what he did has not been resolved. Our people still not getting paid. Our people still working like dogs and these damn legislators. And government officials getting paid every month. Why? That's not justice. That's not equality. We are all equal because we are human beings. Not because you know more or because I know more. Knowing more is an advantage that is derived from the community. You didn't build the schools in Liberia. Your parents didn't set up the educational system for our country. Yes, you benefited from it. Your father may have been minister or so and so. Yes, you benefited from it, but you're not above the Liberian people. You're not above the masses of the Liberian people. I don't feel that way. You don't see me fighting Liberia for property or going after people. No. Because I believe in what I believe in. And you see my Liberian people, everything I do, I weigh on myself. I say if I can be disciplined, why you can't be disciplined? If I can respect other people's property, why you can't respect my property? If I can sacrifice for the Liberian people and say I will not steal, I will not lie, I will struggle to teach my people like the way I'm doing now. Nobody can say they're supporting me so much to support my show. Everything I got my own money putting it in it. I get a lay help from the state of Rhode Island too, from my grants. But nobody can say they're doing it for me. And you can't say I'm getting grant, or Chesson getting a grant. So no, grant is my own effort. You know how many people get grant here? They can't even fill up the form. They can't even live. You know, I was with the Liberian Community Association for years. You know how many times we used to fight for filling up grant reports? Now I must say, I look at the thing, I look at the grant report, I say, they were the people are fighting for. I must say I can fill up everything I turn it in right here because I know what I want. I know what I'm doing. And the people know I can do it. That's why they give me the money. If the state didn't know I could do what I would do, the state of Rhode Island would not give me money. I get a grant for what I do too. I need more money because I do more. I do more with the money. And I make my report. Everything comes straight from my bank. Every penny they give me. That's not my money. They give me that money to perform a mission. That's why you see all my shows are get good like this. Because I get money to do this. Because of my knowledge. And they know I can do it. So they give me the money to do it. And they know I'm not going to finger of a nigger for 5 cents, 1 cent. No. Every penny they give me, I spend it on what I'm doing. The report comes straight from my bank, straight to the state of all my expenditure. So the money keeps rolling. When I not my money, they can give me $20,000. That's not my money. I can't use it for myself. The only benefit I get is I accomplish what I like to do. I like to educate people. I like to question people. I like to follow education. So when you give me the money, that enables me to follow my dream, to educate people. But you got to help me keep the program going so that we move to the next level. So even though that is small, it change I get, and that change the government, the state government doesn't change. If it's $1,000, $2,000 a year, that's $1,000, $2,000 a year I get it. And that's enough to keep me going. New equipment, what I do, I need equipment. Every year equipment changing. The internet changing. I need security. You think all of this, I do it, I'm not secure. I gotta buy Mac, every aspect of Mac, PMP, everything to protect my computer. Because people are trying to hack me. I told you, every innovation, there are criminals to bring it down. Just like everything we do. So we have to understand, it all boils down on responsibility. I could take that money and say, oh man, I got $1,000, let me go to the show, let me go buy my clothes, let me go do this. And I don't report that money to the state. Or the state questions my reporting. They say, oh, they can report the receipt you're getting from you. They're funny. What kind of receipt is, you say you bought it in May and I see this receipt for December last year. You know, when they start questioning you that, then people will not trust you. Same thing with the leadership. Now we're questioning Alexander Cummings' leadership. We question ANC competence. With that kind of statement they read this morning, I'm totally baffled. I'm like, what these people thinking? Are these real political people? You in a political party, instead of forming means to harmonize your differences and resolve your issues, you there castigating one another, accusing one another, coming on the public and won't fight one another. This is nonsense. And this is why we need to cleanse our society. Let me take a break and move to my second topic. I've only been talking for an hour now. I don't like to get this kind of talking, but it's necessary sometimes to really get the message through. That shit gotta stop. When men and leaders are not trustworthy, honest, and reliable, who can the people trust? We have reached the stage. We have reached the stage now. Who can we trust? Because our leaders are not honest. Our leaders are not trustworthy. Our leaders are damn well not reliable. Who can the people trust? We are ready to look at the shit going on in Liberia. George Weah, everybody against George Weah because of his incompetence, his mass stealing, his murderous behavior, his illicit actions. We're against George Weah. He immature. We need new leaders to take us to the new era of Liberian dispensation. We need a new leadership. But where can we turn? We can't find no leaders. 4 political parties with George Weah fucked up. 4 political parties with PPP on the verge of fucking up. Where can we turn when our leaders are not honest, they're not trustworthy, and they are not reliable? Who can the people trust? This is what happened in Guinea. The military had to take over. The people couldn't trust nobody. Why y'all keep putting the military in the midst of this shit? Because that's the only thing the people can turn to for relief. Look at what happened in our country now. This is totally immature bullshit going on in Liberia right now. Totally immature. Look at our opposition leaders acting like they're bastards from the slum. People with constitution, educated men and women, you got something in writing. You can't understand the shit and follow it. Is that something difficult? The same thing happened in our country. We got laws on the books from time immemorial, and people don't follow the damn laws. People go there and see the law, read it, and do what they want to do. Why? Because nobody punishes people. Nobody kicks people in the balls. Nobody slaps the shit out of people, and nobody puts people in jail for bullshit. And that's why our country is the way it is today. Our country has no leadership. Everything we did and still do is for peace sake. Let it be. Let's get along. We can't go on like that. We cannot go on like that. Something is wrong with us. Inherently wrong with us. And we can't find that something. We never relieve ourselves of the backwardness that we're suffering. We never, and we're always talking about Congo country bullshit. What is the Congo country bullshit? And look at all my friends. Look at my boy Pablo. Look at look at Melvin Howard. Look at Baba, Joe Baba. Look at all the boys that I know I grew up with. What makes us different? Everybody got degrees. We should be sitting down discussing this damn issue of our country and getting rid of these damn criminals. We're sitting down here talking about this same country on country bullshit and listening to this stupid shit from other people. This is what making me mad. This is what making me mad. All of us can be leaders. All of us can be leaders. But all of us can be directors. We can direct the resources of our country and nation. Why will our country suffer like this when we got the abilities to come together and change the shit in our country? And it bothers me, man. Because all you guys are talking about got masters and PhD and all kind of degrees. These are smart guys. These are smart guys. And we plenty of that. We plenty. Not only the handful I call, we plenty with PhD and masters who know each other, who have played sports together, who have been together from childhood. Now all of a sudden everybody divided on politics and money and stealing and deceitfulness and uselessness. This is bullshit. Foreigners taking over our country and we are fighting over bullshit. Foreigners enjoying the wealth of our country. Look at me, I don't even have a home in Liberia. I don't even have a house. If not for my mom or my pa, where the fuck I going to live in my mom and my pa house for? I should have my own house. But I can't. Because my people are useless. Useless. I got the land there. But I will build my house to come live among useless people. People I can't trust. People who lie. People who are deceitful. All my life, man, I lived like that. Why you think I can't come back to Liberia and live? I'm tired with it. Y'all gotta grow the fuck up. Too many immature people in Liberia. They're time to grow up. We live with our parents too damn long. It's time to grow out of your parents' house and grow up the damn men and women and rule my country. I'm tired. I'm tired. The whole damn nation is immature. Look at George Weah. Look at our legislature. Them manipulative bastards and immature fools. You better get your shit together. Let me get my last topic. I gotta go. The Patriot. I always tell you on the last topic. The Patriot. Why? Because we need patriots. We need people who will put our country and people before their damn selves if they want to lead. You can't come and want to lead us, then you want to steal from us. You can't come to lead us, then you want to bring us down and put other people over us and keep us servants to foreigners. Why? You think all this bullshit benefits us? You think it advances us to another level? Huh? Listen to that shit ANC and Representative read this morning. I mean, I was so furious when I was reading that shit. All you were talking about Costa and Benanou, Costa. I'm like, you mean these two guys will destroy Costa and Benanou? You are that powerful to destroy? I listen to Costa every day. And I don't depict that in Costa's speeches. I don't see Costa as that all-powerful man and so big and bad. But I see Costa with a man with some points. Although I may not agree with all of them. Because ANC itself, the whole CPP is screwed up. How will the four leaders sign documents and don't keep copies? That's stupidity. Even when you get a loan from the bank, you and the bank discuss whatever terms they give you a copy. With other loan, even before you get a loan, when you sit in the bank, whatever you discuss about your refinance, about your loan or something, whatever document you go through, they go and make a copy and give it to you so you can get it home and read it. So how in the hell four political leaders will get together, sign a damn document, and don't keep copies? Now, It sounds so immature and childish. Even a better now makes an accusation or allegation that somebody did somebody told him something. They say, okay, that he made a they say allegation. You mean nobody can go back to your notes and copies and read before you come forward to ask for questions? It better not say, oh, come did it change to a certain point. You can't go back to the original copies and read it before you sit down. Now look at all this foolishness. I bet you that man this morning was talking about how they came to debunk Banana US lies and all of that. Now we're talking Banana US lie. We got his shit. He didn't check this. Y'all should not go on this far in the first place. Y'all should not go on this far in the first place. If Banana US lie, write something back and say Banana US you're a liar. We got the paper here. This is the paper we filed. Why you gotta go to this extent? Hey, Casa is right. Casa is not a political leader. Casa is a political supporter. So when Casa hears shit, he runs with it. He gets mad. Tell him, yes, it. Better not you heard it and wrote. Why we can't yes it and get mad? What the hell? But as patriots, we always want to find a why. As patriots, we always want to govern our leadership. As patriots, we know that we are the owners of this land. And our leaders are there to fulfill our collective dreams. And when that collective dreams is not being fulfilled, I'm being left out. Why am I being left out? There's a cause to know. And that's why I was telling Casa this morning. I said, Casa, man, don't get involved with all this thing. I wrote on his page. I said, stop all this thing. You can't do that. You know, you can't be the one to help Yeke Kalaba, all the useless people destroy your organization. Who is Yeke Kalaba? You think Yeke Kalaba tell me Casa took 40,000 out of somebody, I would believe it right away? No, I would listen to it. But I know from Yeke Kalaba history, he's a flip-flopper. How many times Yeke Kalaba have a flip-flop? Huh? He called George weird dog. There was a question he said, oh, I talking about my DAWG. No, you weren't talking about DAWG, you're talking about DOG. You saw that tape, and I commented on it. When they hired it, he said, oh, so you called the president, you called the president. He said, no, dog, you can spell dog, and that kind of way. DAWG. Yeah. As soon as I heard that, I said, this man is a fucking joker. He's a joker. He's a joker. And Carson should know that. I would not measure myself with Yeke Kalaba. I would not sit out here and be yelling like a man. Carson is a college graduate. You got to understand. You got a weird situation. Every time somebody says something, don't mean you got to attack them. Sometimes when you attack them, it's in your worst interest. Sometimes you wait and say that person go. Same thing I told the people in Rhode Island when they were having fuss with the woman we had in the community. I told them, leave it. They said, oh, Chesson, well, yeah. I said, no, leave it. Ain't worth it. You got to weigh your battle. Is it worth giving somebody recognition when they don't deserve it? Or just leaving them alone? Because you know they ain't going to go nowhere with that. And this is what happened in Liberia. They don't have the spirit of discernment. Our leaders do not have the spirit of discernment. So they cannot have the spirit of sovereignty. They can't. Know the things you can change. Know the things you cannot change. And pray. Pray. if you want things to go your way. Because you will not find happiness. If you don't know the things you can change and the things you cannot change, you will not find happiness. You will not find good leadership. Because you will fail. You will always do the things you cannot succeed in. Because you do not have the understanding of the prayer of serenity, of what you need to have peace in your life. You can't have everything. You can't have all that you want. But you gotta take what you got and know how to turn it into ways to get what you want. And this is where we are in our history today. Our leaders and people cannot tell the difference between what they can change and what they cannot change. And when you are blind to that and ignorant to that, the end result is always self-destruction. My task is done. Aluta. Continua. Have a good day. In the cause of the people.